All right. We gonna learn today. It is 11 minutes past 9 p.m. right now, on the 9th of May, 2022 right now. I'm in London, England right now. We're about to get into movie night right now. We're about to watch a horror movie right now called All Hallows Eve. It is on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch along. If not, you can still come along and have some fun. But we've got a few people in the village right now. Alan Evans, big up man like Alan Evans. Frozen Gamer, big up man like Frozen Gamer. Now let me switch over to this screen so y'all can see what is happening, people. At the fish and chip shops, getting ready. Oh, nice. Fish and chips. I've had chips in recent times. I've had fish in recent times. I don't believe I've had fish and chips together in recent times. I think it's been a good while since I've had fish and chips together. In for a long ass time, probably years at this point. Actually, it's been a while. I've had fish. I've had chips, but not as fish and chips. Yeah, like Sam Barbie in the house. What up? I want to get in the crown is mine for a second time. AE in the place to be, along with Sam Barbie and Frozen G. If you didn't believe that I spent around 10 years or so on the London poetry circuit, I know I've said that I've done it, but I'm just saying, if you heard me say that and you didn't believe me when I said that, I hope that impromptu freestyle rhyme is proof enough that I've spent around 10 years on the London poetry circuit, on the open mics, on the features. What else? I actually traveled a little bit with my poetry. Some places I traveled to on my own, just turned up, and some places I actually got invited to travel and perform poetry. So I'm just saying, I haven't done poetry for a long time. I do kind of still consider myself to be a poet in some degree, even though I haven't not written much properly for a long time. But I hope that impromptu freestyle rhyme is proof enough that I spent around 10 years on the poetry circuit, that it might have been a while since I've written poetry properly. I've kind of dibbled and dabbled over the last few years, but I haven't really written stuff properly, I'd say. But I hope that's proof enough that there is a poet living inside here. You might not see it too much these days, but it's there. And one day, God willing, that poet will emerge, and the greatest poem I'll ever write will come out. But until then, it's movie night. Man, I've been sneezing quite a bit today. I don't know why. I don't know if I've got a cold. I mean, I was ill recently, and kind of just gotten over that. Well, mostly over that. So hopefully I'm not getting something else. But I feel okay. It's weird. I feel okay, but it's just every now and then I've been kind of just randomly sneezing. So since about yesterday afternoon, I think it started happening. Maybe late afternoon. Yeah, so I had a blocked nose, but then that cleared up. Now it's kind of half blocked, I think. But yeah, I'm mostly feeling okay. I am mostly feeling okay. I don't have that weird feeling in my throat like you get when you're about to get ill. I don't have that. So I'm mostly feeling okay. And I did take some Panadol, get some vitamin C as well. So that's sorry, one sec. This whole thing. Oh, it's back again. Okay, we're good. Okay. But yeah, mostly feeling okay. But yeah, just been sneezing a bit. So hopefully whatever it is, it will clear itself up, or the Panadol and the fruits and stuff would help. But yeah. Anyway, how is everybody else doing? I just saw your comment to my I forgot about Dre reaction video on my second channel. You're right, Jay-Z did right. Yeah, he wrote I don't think he wrote the whole song. I believe he wrote Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's parts. I don't think he wrote Eminem's parts. But the story that I heard was told by Snoop Dogg, where apparently they were writing the song and what they wrote they just weren't satisfied with, and Jay-Z came in and he wrote their parts and they were like, whoa, this is it, this is what we want to say, so they went with that. And the interview was asking Snoop about, you know, rappers writing for other rappers, and he just said, look, and they just got to respect greatness. You know, if somebody comes in and they could write something that's great, doesn't matter if it doesn't come from you. What matters is that you're putting out great work, and that's what they did. So yeah, men like Snoop Dogg, men like Dr. Dre. I don't know if you wrote Eminem's parts, but I believe you wrote Dre and Snoop Dogg's parts, possibly Eminem as well, but I don't know, I don't think so. Well, I didn't think you was lying because that would be a lame lie. A lame lie? I don't know. Would that be a lame lie if somebody said they were on the London poetry scene for a while? Is that a lame thing to lie about? I don't know, man. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think to be fair, to most people's ears, it'd be like, so. But I don't know, man. After having done it for a while, I don't know if I would. If somebody said it to me, I probably wouldn't think it's a lame thing to lie about. But I imagine, I guess to be fair, if you're someone who hasn't been to like poetry nights or that kind of thing, which most people in the world haven't, you know what I mean? Most normal people don't go to poetry night. So I feel like if you haven't been to a poetry night, or haven't, you know, sort of been to sort of poetry events, then yeah, it probably does sound like a lame thing to lie about. Like I imagine with most people, when you hear poetry night, you're probably thinking of like a bunch of like weirdos standing around wearing berets with their glasses on, holding a notepad, everybody clicking like that. Which, to be honest, is not too far from the truth. It's not too far from the truth, but I mean, it's actually cooler than that when you're there. At least it was for me anyway. I felt like I had a pretty good time doing it. I mean, it's not all roses for sure, and you know, you definitely come across some things that aren't so pleasant. But I would say overall, it was a positive experience. So. Peachy Avenue. Orangey. Not quite grapey. Eminem wasn't on the song Still Dre. Eminem was on Forgot About Dre. Oh, okay, I'm confusing the two. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, no, I'm confusing the two. Yeah, sorry. You know, you're right. I'm confusing the two. I said Still Dre, didn't I? Which one did Jay-Z wrote? I think Jay-Z wrote, was it Forgot About Dre or Still Dre? Yeah, it was Still Dre. Okay. You know, sorry, I confused the two songs. Jay-Z wrote Still Dre. Yeah, not Forgot About Dre. Sorry, my bad. So yeah, you can ignore that comment I made. Ignore the comment I made. Yeah, it was Jay-Z wrote Still Dre, not Forgot About Dre. Nah, I messed up. My bad. First, I don't have shit with poetry. It's just of all the things to lie about, why poetry? I mean, if I said that I've been in a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I think some of you might know whether that's true or not actually already. So maybe maybe that's not a good one to go with. I think some of you already know whether that's true or not. I mean, it's true. I have been in a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, along with Idris Elba, Jason Statham, But I think if I said that like that, most people would probably think that I'm lying. If I just said that I've been in a movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, most people would probably think that I'm lying, but I'm not. That is actually true. Okay, I knew you meant no worries. Cool. I've seen the Hobson Shaw. Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not showing off if it's true, right? It's not bragging if you can back it up, as they say. I was also in the most recent series, the most recent season of Top Boy. On episode, I think it was episode 3 of the most recent season. Season 3. Or was it season 3? Yeah, season 3. 4 rather. Well, season 4 if you're old school. Season 2 if you're just Netflix. But yeah, the most recent season of Top Boy, I was on episode 3 of that. No, I was thinking of a poll question. Oh, that was it. I'm gonna do a poll. I don't think we've done a poll for a while, and I was thinking of a good poll question to ask. So let me write this up. Hopefully it all fits because it's kind of a long one. I'm gonna write this up. I'm just typing it up. Okay, I think, yeah, it fits. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to post this question. All right, so you take your fair share of food from the pot. Doesn't matter what food it is, rice, spaghetti, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But you take your fair share of food from the pot. Now, what's left in the pot is too much to add on to your portion, right? But it's not enough for someone else to have a full portion. So, what do you do? Do you add it to yours, leave it for the next person, or do you put some of your portion back in the pot? Oh, that's the wrong button. There we are. There we go. Why can't I? Oh shit, the question's too long. Damn it. All right, so you take. I have to shorten it somehow. Okay, you take your fair share. Okay. Damn it, man. They're so limiting. This is so limiting. I've got to cut out all the damn words. It's not going to make any sense at all. Okay. So I had to cut out a whole bunch of words to make it fit, but hopefully it kind of makes sense at least. There we go. That's posted now. Yo, Braxton. Alright, let me catch up with chat real quick. I think I just missed a whole bunch of stuff. There we go. Braxton, what up, my homie? For a minute there, I thought you was gonna say you was in Playboy. Well. And that's all I'm gonna say to that. That's all I'm gonna say to that. You can make of that as you will. You get it. You're too good to hang with us common folk with your film and TV stardom. I'm surprised I wasn't on Crime Watch with that. Was holding my stuff hostage. Yeah, the wasp that broke into your house. Did a wasp have a balaclava on, and one of those like sacks over its bag that says swag on it, wearing black and white stripes. Actually, it's a wasp, so it will be striped anyway. The wasp got stripes anyway, so I guess it's got that covered. Pick the lock onto Sam's house, or did it smash through the window and then like unlock it from the inside, and then creep around the house looking for honey. You're right about that Tech Nine and Corey Taylor song. That was a great track. I was well surprised. Yeah, okay, what was that? Withered, I think it's called. I remember listening to that. I think I did a reaction to that as well, actually. I'm pretty sure I did a reaction to that one a while back. But yeah, cool track. Tech Nine, actually, speaking of The Rock, Tech Nine has a song with The Rock. I can't remember what it's called. Face Off, I think it's called, or something like that. I think it's called Face Off. But it's Tech Nine, The Rock, and like 2 or 3 other people on it. Answered it. I'd add some because I take the rest of it back home for later. All right, so you add it to your portion and just like eat it in bits. Okay, I see. I think I see what you mean. Eat a bit now, eat a bit later. I think I see what you mean. Look. I don't know why you're surprised. I have awesome taste. So I don't know if y'all know. Maybe you do actually. Maybe you do already. But Mr. Alan Evans just started, or I'm gonna assume you just started. I don't know. Maybe you did it a while ago, but I only just found out about it today. But Alan Evans has a channel called Old School Hip Hop Reactions. So yeah, check it out. There's I think there's a couple of videos on it already, a few videos on it already, but yeah, check it out. If you like old school hip hop, or you know, if you just want to support somebody doing something cool, so you know, it's that too. Let me ask you this actually, and perhaps I'm a little bit naive here, but it's called Old School Hip Hop Reactions. But you have heard that song before though, right? Like, was it still Dre you were doing, or was it Forgot About Dre? What song was it again? I can't remember. But yeah, you've heard that song before though, right? I mean, that's not new to your ears. Forgot About Dre, has it? By the way, if anybody coming in just now, yeah, this is movie night. We're about to start the movie soon. It's All Hallows Eve. If you have Amazon Prime, get it ready on 0, and I'll let you know when to press play. But you can, if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it there, watch it along there. If not, it's all good. Still hang out, have some fun. But I'm just getting it ready myself, actually. I need to take my own advice. there we go. Getting that on 0. So that's on 0. That's on 0. That was sneaked in. Now I have PTSD. Yeah, acting like it's nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to diminish your experience. It's a bad wasp. It's a naughty wasp. It was terrifying the neighborhood. There was something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Wasp busters. There's something strange, and it don't look good. Who you gonna call? Wasp busters. I ain't afraid of no wasp. Yeah, that's what where I'm coming from, man. Friday, when we got in the road to Texas, we almost saw Ancient Go happening in front of us. That guy should have paid attention. His tires were smoking. Okay, I'm a bit confused. So what was it? It was like a car accident you just saw. Yo, school rap from the 80s through 2000s. Yeah, that's what Alan's do. Well, I don't know how far you're going back at it. I probably should speak for you. But when you say old school, yeah, I'd assume sort of like 70s, 80s, 90s. But yeah, I don't know. How far are you going back for old school, Alan? What decade? What's the oldest we go in? I mean, hip hop, as we know it, pretty much started around the late 70s. Like you can trace its roots back to 50s, 40s, things like that. But hip hop as we know it today, like rap as we know it today, would have started around about the sort of mid late 70s. So 3 months ago. Okay, I guess there was a couple of vids or more reviews and reactions. I agree. I'll check out some of all the songs that I haven't heard, like Keras one. Okay, cool. So it's, yeah, gotcha. Okay, then wasps, they're evil. Are wasps the ones that if they sting you that they die, or is that bees? What happens if a wasp stings you? That's what I want to know. Let's see here. But after the initial sting, they mostly cause only minor discomfort, which can be treated at home. Common wasp stings symptoms include pain, blah, 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 blah. But does the wasp die? That's what I want to know. Unlike bees, wasps do not. Okay, wasps don't die. They don't die after one sting. They can and will sting you quite a few times. So yeah, you got to be careful with wasps. They won't die after a sting. See, a bee would sting you and die, and then it's dead, right? It's gone. It won't bother you again. But a wasp would just keep stinging you, and even though it's a minor discomfort, I don't know. If you get stung multiple times by a wasp, that minor discomfort can become a major discomfort real quick. So yeah, gotta be careful with them wasps. An accident. Okay, cool. Gotcha. From mid 70s, 80s, early 90s, it's wasps that sting then die. Okay, sound correct. That's so good. Yeah, but a person we know, one of my good cousins, got into an accident mostly because he wasn't taking his medicine because he has he's messed up his knees and one ankle, but he's okay now. Well, good thing's okay, but damn, man, gotta be careful out there. Gotta be careful out there, man, for real. Alright, real quick before we start this movie, I watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2 Episode 20, Becoming Part 1. I recorded the reaction to it. I've edited the reaction to it, so try and put that out maybe tomorrow. So look out for that. But yeah, we are very close now to the end of the season. And I don't want to say too much now. I know a few of you guys have seen it already. Cool. But I don't want to say too much now. All I'm going to say is that all I'm going to say for now is this. Soul or no soul, Angel is a wrong one. Once I put a video out, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. Maybe you already do. But you know exactly what I mean by that when I put a video out. But soul or no soul, Angel is a wrong one. That's all I'm gonna say for now. But anyway, let's get this movie. It's usually bees, but it happens. Wasps at times too. These bees die off they sting. Yeah, I think you wasps come from the depths of hell. Keep going. Yeah, they just sting you until you move out. All right, so 33% said so far. By the way, it's not the end yet, but so far, 30% said they'll add the portion to yours. I think that was Brax that said that. So yeah, add it to your own portion. Most of you so far said you'll leave it for the next person. So the next person will come along, and all they get is a small portion, just a tiny little thing. all right. Well, we'll wait to the end. We'll wait to the end of the stream. We'll see what the final results are. The Irish accent. I've got stuff to say about that. That may or may not be what I'm talking about when I say he's a wrong one, though. But I've got stuff to say about that too. But for now, let's switch over to this screen. If it even switch over, here we go. What's going on? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why. Here we go. Switch over to this screen. So yeah, if you have it ready on 0, I'm gonna do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, then play. Okay, one sec. I was watching a couple of your Eminem reactions earlier. Eminem song Nat, and the other one was when Eminem was only 16 years old. Great. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember doing those actually. Appreciate that, Al. I know what you mean, but still, the accent is. Yep, I got. Well, let me not say too much now. But yep. I think. Well, yeah. So, soul or no soul, Angel is a wrong one. But for now, if you're ready, in 3, 2, 1, play. This is All Hallows Eve. I have not seen this before. It's rated 16 plus for language, nudity, violence. That sounds a bit much for a kids movie. I thought this was about clowns and like cake and orange juice and doing magic tricks or something. Like I thought this was like a movie for all the family to enjoy. All Hallows Eve. For those who might not know, that is actually the original name for Halloween. It was originally called All Hallows Eve. Katie McGuire, Catherine Callahan, Mary Massa. Oh, there's no subtitles on this. Damn it. There's no subtitles, so it's not going to show up on the screen. Sorry, guys. Mike Gianelli as Arts the Clown. Noir Deco. Jesse Baggett. Jesse Baggett. Terrifier is better, but this is what brought us art. So this is the first movie, right? And then there's All Hallows Eve, the Reaping, and then it's Terrifier. Is that right? Is that the order? All Hallows Eve, the Reaping, and then Terrifier. Go by the picture of the can. Looks like he drinks blood, not orange juice. I mean, there might be orange juice in the blood. This lady looks like a young Carrie Fisher. Talk about slapping kids. Man, this girl don't like her brother at all. I hope she's joking. Oh, the clown has nothing to do with All Hallows 2, so you can go straight to Terrifier if you wanted. Oh, okay. Art. Does that mean he draws a lot? Clowns like to draw. See, this is going to be a kid's movie, right? It's about a clown who draws funny pictures, right? Somebody probably snuck a porno in his bag. It's cray on the clown. Yeah, sure. I'll just use supplies at a pain. Oh. You just gotta make do with what you got, right? You know, not everybody can afford, you know, pens and paint brushes, so just start with what you have. So what's on this tape? Somebody sneak a porno in his kid's bag. Maybe he just likes... Right, exactly. There you go. That was an art movement, wasn't it? The realism art movement. I think that's a thing that happened. Gotta make do with what you have. Exactly. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. When life gives you dead bodies, paint pictures with their blood. Like, that's how it goes. Some creepy video. That's a pretty good quality for a VHS tape, though. I would say that looks like they're watching it on watching a DVD. Like that picture quality is pretty clear. My top favorite Halloween season movies. The Michael. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Halloween they're called. Yeah. Okay, that's condoning murder for art. We are good people. Well, for the advancements of creativity, pushing boundaries, you know, sometimes you just gotta. Some people say that they suffer for their art. This guy makes other people suffer for his art. Just need to pour Meg in his. Needs to pour Meg in his bag. I will have a look at that when he finished with it. But then again, on my second thoughts, maybe not. Well, the pages might be stuck together afterwards, so you might not see much. So is this a movie within a movie? We're watching them watch the movie. I guess this is like was an hour 40. How long is this movie? An hour 20-minute reaction video where we're watch this film. Well, I guess you're watching me watching them watch this film. This is like reaction within reaction, I guess. Reactception right now. Yeah, and I guess you could throw in Halloween Town movies too. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Halloween Town. Okay, I don't think I've heard of that. First of all, like, this weird ass clown just sits right next to you. Get up. Like, why would you stay seated? Like, I know it's a movie. They gotta, you know, do stuff for the plot. I'm just saying, like, in a normal situation, some weird clown sits right next to you. Move. Certainly don't take no flowers from them. Just like, you can get the next train, get an Uber or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, nah. Okay, now she's leaving. Well, trying to. So it's too late now. Just gonna give her a vaccination. Just gave her that COVID jab. Random, and I want a crawfish plate for this weekend. Hey, food's always good. I don't think I've had crawfish, you know. I'm watching I Ain't Turning Down an Evening with Heart. So Sam's watching them watch this movie while watching me watching them watch this movie. What's that? Reaction within a reaction of a reaction to I don't know. It's got a bit in depth. Yeah, you never heard of Halloween Town. Check them out too. The first 3 or 4 films were good. Halloween Town. I don't think I have heard of that, you know. She's locked up, won't let me out. See, she should have got up. Why would you stay seated? I'm just saying, like, you're in a train station all alone. The creepy clown sits next to you. Move. Like, don't wait. Move. You aren't gonna prove nothing. Move. Why didn't you try to escape? Oosh. I'll put it like this. I'm not going to throw hands with the clown, but the clown will have no choice but to fight me. I'd have my strap tucked in. Okay, Brax is armed. Brax packing that heat. So I don't have the rainforest service, so I'm not able to watch the movie Rainforest. Okay, Amazon. Yeah. They actually have films on Amazon that you don't need a Prime subscription to watch. Like, they're marked as free, but they're ad supported. So now, because I have the Prime subscription, when I've watched those films, they don't have ads. So I'm guessing. So I don't know if the ads show up before the movie or during the movie or what. But the point is, there are films you can watch where you don't need a subscription on Amazon, but they just have ads on them. Well, when Brax, I think it's supernatural. Yeah, that gun won't help. Could it at least slow him down though, or wait, run for it? Don't give up so easily. I don't know if I've heard Scary Godmother, to be honest. It sounds like something I might have heard before, but I'm really not sure. Amazon Prime, I saw my Netflix sub and my Disney Plus sub because I don't watch them very much. This is at Amazon Prime, yeah. You didn't watch Disney Plus much though. There's loads on Disney Plus. Well, I mean, I like Marvel and Star Wars, so there's loads for me to watch. I don't know if you're into Marvel or Star Wars then. If not, then, well. Bless my weapons. I might with something in that case. Holy bullets. Yeah. Taken to a priest first. Bridget, bless my bullets, Father. I'm about to far out the clown. Supernatural weapons. Yeah, you might want to go see Giles. See what he's got. He might have something for you, like the Orba Fessela. You might be one of those. It's a fun family cartoon movie. There's 2 of them. Okay. Scary Godmother. Okay. Watch more YouTube than I did Netflix or Disney. Well, there's a lot on YouTube. You know. By the way, speaking of Netflix, ooh, that don't look nice at all. The monster's gonna get him. We'll give the man a hand. This kid is liking this too much. This kid is liking this a little bit too much. Yo, big lady, turn this off, man. You can't be letting these kids watch this. You can't be letting these kids watch this thing. What's she doing? Yeah, so speaking of Netflix, so yeah, Cobra Kai is coming back in September. They bumped it up from, it was supposed to be Christmas. Or New Year's rather, but yeah, it's coming back September. Cobra Kai season 5 or 6, one of them. But the next Cobra Kai season, September. So yeah, you might want to get your Netflix back by September. Oh, this guy's not on your side, is he? Oh. That was that kid. Yeah, family kid friendly Halloween cartoon. Okay. I mean, I probably won't check it out, to be honest, because, yeah. But, you know, maybe I'll look it up or something. Scary Godmother. Sounds like a cool film. What in the devil worshiping is going on here? And this lady's still letting these kids watch this movie. Like, this is irresponsible babysitting, quite frankly. She should have turned this video off a long time ago. What is this woman doing? Is she pregnant? Or maybe she's just, you know, eating. Is Amazon Prime good? Yeah, lady, turn this off. Is Amazon Prime good? If it is, I will sub to it this week. I think it's worth it. I mean, it's £8 a month, I think. I think she's a little bit too into herself to turn it off now. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think it's worth it, but it just depends on what you're into. I mean, personally, I think it's worth it for the deliveries because you get like free next day delivery with a lot of stuff, and if you buy stuff from Amazon, which I tend to, that's something that just comes in handy a lot. So even just for that, I personally think it's worth it. But then, of course, you got the movies, you get music as well. So it's you don't get every movie, you don't get every song, They have separate services if you want more of those. So if you want more music, there's Amazon Unlimited. But with Amazon Prime, you do get quite a lot of music with it as well. So plus books, I think, as well too. So there's, as for value for money, Amazon Prime easily. For pure value for money, Amazon Prime easily. But yeah, you might find that not all the movies interest you. And the ones that do, you pay extra for, and you know that. So it really just depends on what you like to watch, is what it comes down to. Man, there's demon thing. You know, my goofy ass. I'd go upside the creature's head. So that's creature. That was sick. It's good. That was sick. It was. Goofy ass, I'd go upside creature's head with a spell book and say, yeah. Did that work? Is she, though? Is she gonna be upstairs to check on him in 10 minutes? Well, I mean, those kids apparently seem way worse than that. These kids gonna be messed up. Is she, though? She let them kids watch that messed up movie. I mean, it's good advice, though. Don't get killed. So, just saying. Might want to add more to it, more specificity to it, but still. I did make a joke in my Tech 9 and Corey Taylor reaction where I said that's the song slaps harder than Will Smith. I was watching stuff at their age. I turned out fine. Oh wait, yeah, they're up. Yeah. Getting egged. That's the thing. We all kind of say stuff like, "Oh, I watched Violet Soap when I was their age, and I turned out fine." And they kind of have to think about it a little bit. It's like, did I really turn out fine? Like, I'm not sure I did, actually. I'm not sure I did. I think we just learned to ignore a lot of problems, really, is what actually happened. We just learned to ignore a lot of stuff and pretend that things are fine. You scared little girl. Does she now? Because if she sucks, I mean, no. I'm just saying. So I was right though. This is a kids movie. I mean, there's kids in it, right? So it makes it a kids movie. Yeah, this little girl might be feeling it a bit more. Serial killers, man. They are the stuff movies are made of. Well, that's true. Night of the Living Dead, classic horror movie from the 1960s. Oh, she gonna watch that tape? She want to see the rest of that movie. Don't do it, Sarah. Don't do it. You don't need to see artwork. I was debating a woman a few weeks ago. She believes movies help create serial killers. I obviously disagree. I would disagree with that as well. I mean, I would say that it's not entirely impossible. You know, the way the human mind works varies from one person to the other, and who knows what triggers people to do things that they might see in a movie or a TV show that, you know, so I wouldn't say it's impossible, but as a rule that that's what they do. No, I think that's clearly not the case. You know, I think art imitates life much more than life imitates art. So, yeah, I disagree with that. I mean, I could hear fireflies. They're fireflies? Crickets. I could hear crickets. Oh, excuse me. I would say it's possible they get ideas from movies, but they are obviously messed up before they watch movies. Yeah, indeed. I mean, somebody who watches a movie and decides to go kill a bunch of people most likely has something going on already that just hasn't been addressed. And perhaps the movie was that, I don't know, straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak. So this lady's married to an artist. That means that there's going to be drawing in this movie. I feel like I guessed this movie pretty well. Kids movie, drawings, clowns. We just need some orange juice. I don't think I've seen any orange juice yet. But there was some sweets. I don't know if that counts. This film is a kid's party, yeah. Just need a bouncy castle. And moving to this new house, electricity don't work. Better go get your money back. Or, you know, pay your electricity bill. That might work too. Freaking out, only just got there. I can't afford these electric bills, and well, ain't that the truth? Everything's going up. Money, money, money. This movie was made for like $50, wasn't it? I'm not looking. I'm just pointing it out that this movie was made dirt cheap, I'm sure. And she went back in the house though. Bruh. Run. Electricity's going off. Car don't work. Start walking. Don't go back in the house. Start walking. Just pick a direction and walk in it. I see you coming on holidays booked for the summer. Just had to cancel one because can't afford both. Ah, damn. That's a shame. That's a damn shame. You could do what they did in Bottom, though, and go camping in the local park. just might have to do it at night when no one's around, though. Climb over the gate, because I think they lock them sometimes. I think they lock the gates at like 10 a.m., 10 p.m. or something like that, so I might have to climb over the gate. Camp out. And duck out in the morning. Brax is back. Candyman, by the way, is on Amazon Prime right now, so I'm going to have to try and watch that. Even though it didn't get very good responses. I might try and check it out. Ooh, what's going on here? Some alien robot thing. These movies might be made. Next, nothing but they build a cult following. Yeah, I mean, so you don't need a lot of money to make a good film. I've got little legs. I ain't getting over no gate. Might need a boost up. This one looks like something out of Star Trek. Oy. Okay, I think I missed that bit. So she's watching the rest of this. This is the movie tape. This is the tape. Okay, cool. Now it's making sense now. I might have missed a bit where yeah. You just look. She had that tape. I guess she put it back in the machine. So she's still watching the tape. Okay, cool. I'm with it now. I got confused for a second. Maybe several seconds, but still, I'm with it now. I'm with it. We're back to reactception. Watching me, watching her, watching this. She's able to make her around the house. He deserves it. This woman should have been running from time ago. Guess it's too late now. It's too late now. Oh, Clown Man's back. Uh-oh. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Some people just ask for it. She's just asking for it. Phrases you're not allowed to say anymore. Uh-oh. That wasn't her though, was it? There's somebody in the house. There's somebody in the house. No, that's not how it goes. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. If you remember that, shout out to the old people in the chat right now. If you remember that, then it's you old, because that is ancient at this point. Sexual assault, yeah, you can't say that. Brutal horror movie, style murder, fill your boots, she's asking for it. I'm just saying, if you have a bicycle and you leave your bicycle unlocked outside a shop on a busy high road and you leave it unattended for a long period of time, I'm not saying it's okay to steal the bicycle. It's not okay for someone to steal the bicycle. But you really shouldn't be leaving your bicycle unlocked, unattended, on a busy high road while you walk away for a long time. I'm just saying. There's certain things people can do as basic precautions in life. Like running away from scary monsters is one of them. You know, I think that's a good one. Not hanging around creepy clowns. It's probably another good one too. There's somebody at the door. I'm sure they said that in American Gothic. I don't think I watched American Gothic, actually. I don't think I did. But I got it from an old TV show called, was it Rod and Emu? I think, something like that. It was about this guy called Rod Hull, actually. I think his name was Rod Hull. And he had an emu, it's a puppet, emu puppet. And a puppet emu would be all kind of crazy, acting wild, while he's controlling a puppet and controlling the emu. But then when the doorbell would ring, he'd be like, "There's somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door." And there was like Grot Bags, which was the witch. Yeah, this is old. It was a kids show. This is like going back to like 80 something, like maybe early 80s. I'm just saying, I know your car's empty and all. Oh, he stood up to Art the Clown. Perhaps you shouldn't have. But hey. Sometimes, I mean, you know, you should stand up to people. You should stand up to bullies. No, I'm going to take that back. You should always stand up to bullies. It's always the right thing to stand up to somebody pissing on your walls. American Gothic was such a good show. Very 90s. Ooh. I have to see if that's on one of the streaming services. Maybe do a reaction to that as well. Uh-oh. I'm back. Just finished recording a Rakim song for my second channel. Nice. Rakim. You might want to get in your car and start driving, little miss. I know he said he'll be back, but I don't think he will be. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go into the shop. You're not an employee. You have no business being there, miss. Oh. Mm-mm. Nah. Nah. Ugh. At least she's driving away, though. She's a smart one that actually left the scene instead of hanging around. Though you really shouldn't be driving while operating a mobile phone. That's not a good idea. In fact, it's actually illegal, so... See? That's why you shouldn't drive and use a phone at the same time. It's just dangerous. Just get run off the road. You need to pay attention. Get a hands-free kit, you know what I mean? Bluetooth. What is this, 2013? Yeah, Bluetooth headsets were invented. There's no excuses for this, man. No excuses for that kind of reckless endangerment. I think this clown could break through the window, though. ...2013... this was released. You gonna stop at some random car? Ugh. Die from a car crash or be killed by art. I'm just saying. You can choose neither. Like, drive away from the guy while concentrating on what's in front of you on the road. You know, like. There was no good reason for us to get out of a car at this point. Oof. Still ain't learned a lesson. Concentrate on the road. Ain't even got her eyes open. Literally driving, operating a mobile phone, had her eyes closed. And she's not even looking at the road. Oh, see, told you should have stopped. Asking for it. There you go. You might want to put some more, you know, bolts on that door. Just saying. Well, she's still alive. For now. But art is creative by the looks of it. Found another way in. He, he locked the door. Oof. Oof. Mm-mm. Did she get him though? Knife in the eye, knife in the back. I don't think that's it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess. I don't think that's it. I don't think that does it. I think she might need a little bit more than that. Normally, jumping in the car with a complete stranger is not a good idea, but I think under the circumstances, under the circumstances, it's just like, yeah, it's either that, take your chances with a stranger, or, well, yeah. I mean, the girl's bleeding all over your car. You really got to ask if it's a prank. Oh, ish. I was gonna push her out. If he's after her, you're screwed. Wow. Gotta think of yourself. Pig. You wrote pig on a stomach? Slut. Cunt. So this guy doesn't like police, women. Oh, he chops her up. Oh. What a yeah. Dude should have kicked her out of the car for sure. Dude should have kicked her out of the car and be like, you know what? You're on your own. You put a plaster on the face. You know, he did do that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he's got a stripper pole. He's gonna do a dance. Uh-oh. Raw. Is this thing, get the kids and run. Oh, I guess that seemed to work too. Or did it? Oh shit. Nah, he didn't kill the kids, did he? The image switch to make it look like a VHS tape. Nah. Oh. Nah. Ugh. Well. Oh, wait. Wait. I don't think it's over yet. Uh-oh. Has he got one last scare? Well, that was All Hallows Eve. Oh, this is a fun movie. Indeed it was. A roller coaster ride. But that was alright though. I think you know, I wasn't too sure. I mean, it was different. I mean, I don't know if I was expecting anything, but I would say it's a different type of movie to what I've seen, because a lot of it is them watching this video, and then as they're watching the video, I guess the clown is in their house, you know, and sneaking around doing what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, it felt a bit slow moving at times, you know, which is fine. You know, not everything has to be fast paced, but it did feel a bit slow moving at times. We're just kind of trying to see what's going on and where it's going with it. But yeah, I mean, I think as a movie, as a horror, definitely had some gruesome moments in there, some sickening moments in there actually. And I think in the end, it did a pretty good job of just kind of keeping you watching, just to know what's going on and what happens next. So all right then, all right. That was All Hallows Eve. The first in the Arts the Clown movies. Okay, so Molly Maguire, who was the costume designer in the movie, is the actual costume designer for the movie. In fact, she's got quite a few different roles. Prop department. I'll see her name a bunch of times, actually. Big up Molly Maguire. Okay. See, she wasn't just saying she's a costume designer. She is an actual costume designer. And a whole bunch of other stuff in this film. But that's actually one of the things I like about independent films sometimes, is where when you have a film that, you know, doesn't necessarily have a lot of money, but people who are working on it that genuinely want to get this film made, and you might find that people take on multiple roles as a way of, you know, saving money and getting things done. So like the costume designer appears in the movie because, you know, you can't always afford to get extra actors and things like that. So, but yeah, I feel like it's a cool thing because it's a sign, not necessarily a guarantee, but it's a sign that the people making the film really were invested personally in making this film to the point where they would take on multiple roles to get it done. So hopefully they weren't too overworked though, because that's not necessarily a good thing. But yeah. Oh, the movie was good for you, dude. And that was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Had some crazy moments in there. I might watch others another time. Maybe another movie night. I know you said Reaper in. Was it the Reaper? Isn't part of the art series, but you know, I might check it out anyway. And then Terrifier. As when art comes back. But for now, the Reaping, there it goes. So All Hallows Eve, the Reaping. But for now, there we go. Like I said, Terrifier is a better movie. It won't win any awards, sure, but it's just fun. You know, I feel like some of the best movies out there are generally the type of movies that don't win awards, you know? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, award-winning movies, some of them are great. Maybe a lot of them are great, I'm sure. But personally, some of my favorite movies, it's actually one of the reasons why I generally don't bother with the Oscars, because a lot of the movies that I like to watch generally don't get considered much for, Oscars or Golden Globes or whatever awards. So yeah, they don't celebrate the types of movies that I like, so I don't bother to watch those award shows. And yes, of course, somebody gets slapped, you kind of end up watching the whole thing, watching the news about it. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Pretty sick, but pretty cool. That was a sick ending, man. Them kids, oof, damn. I mean, you could tell they were model heads, of course. I mean, of course they're gonna be model heads. They're not gonna use real kids' heads, I know, but you can tell that they were models. You know what I mean? But still, they were supposed to be the kids' heads, and it was like, sicko. It's probably difficult to model children's faces, I imagine. Actually, like maybe adults are a bit easier to make look real when you're doing those types of models. Maybe it's a bit harder on kids because the skin textures and whatever. I don't know the science behind it. I ain't know. The blood splatter though, arts by arts, yeah. And the carving, the body carving, the sculpturing. But that was something. That was something. I wanted
Does this change my voice? My voice should sound different now.
How about now? I just sound like T-Pain right now. Do I sound like T-Pain?
I don't know which voice should I keep. I got a few different effects.
Basically cleaned up her face up before you hack off the rest of her. I guess, yeah, he doesn't want too much blood spilling out, she needs to be alive. That's easy to see what he done. But every little helps, as they say.
Every little helps. You sound more like Robocop. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Alright, let me take that off for a sec. But yeah. I liked that. So next week, movie night. I'm still trying to not pay for a movie just yet. So next week on movie night, I'm thinking Killer Weekend, which is also on Amazon, but it says free with ads. Oh, flipping hell, man. It says included with your free V subscription. Watch now free with ads. So I'm guessing that means you don't need a Prime subscription. You can watch it regardless of whether you have a Prime subscription or not. And it just might mean that you get ads showing. That's what it sounds like to me. But yeah, I don't think we could do that next week. After the weekend. Maybe after we have a Killer Weekend, we can watch Killer Weekend. So yeah, that's for next week. But for now, yeah, let's talk a little bit about this damn movie. I enjoyed Killer Weekend. That's a comedy horror. It looks like it. What does it say here, actually? Yeah, comedy horror, literally. The In-Betweeners meets Shaun of the Dead in this bloody and epic weekender comedy. Alright, well that does sound interesting. So we should have a good old comedy horror laugh next week. I think we might need that. So that sounds like a good one. Oh, excuse me. How do I watch it without Amazon Prime sub? I guess you just click on it. I mean, it says watch now free with ads. I'd assume you just click it and it plays it, but you probably just see some ads. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I can't say for sure because I do have an Amazon Prime sub. And when I've watched other movies that say free with ads, they don't show the adverts. But I'm guessing that's because I have an Amazon Prime sub. I don't see adverts, but maybe if you don't, you'll probably just get adverts with it. That's what I'm guessing. But it literally says watch now free with ads. That's what it says on the play button. So it probably just shows ads as you watch it. Maybe before, maybe during. I don't know. If I remember right, Killer Weekend has some good one-liners. I hope so. I mean, it's a comedy, so, you know, you gotta have some good jokes in there. But yeah. But yeah, that was pretty cool though. All Hallows Eve, Halloween, watching them watch a movie of a killer clown as a killer clown breaks into their house. That is creepy though. That wasn't creepy. I mean, first of all, the clown put a video in a kid. Well, assuming it was a clown. Somebody put a video in his kid's bag, which is creepy in and of itself. And the video starts off. It's got some madness going on. Also, someone's like, was it tinkering or somebody hitting something, something? And you see all that devil worshipping thing going on. It's like, okay, that woman should have turned off the video then. She should have been like, all right, that's enough. Let me turn this video off now. You ain't watch. I'll let these kids watch this thing. She should have turned it off there and then. Be like, nope. So yeah, terrible babysitter, quite frankly. She let them watch way too much of that, and then they come up with, oh yeah, we've seen worse. It's like, okay, well maybe you have. Don't mean she has to be a part of it. Free with ads, you normally only get a few ads. Okay, cool. So you might get a few ads then if you watch it. If you don't have the Prime sub, you might just see a few ads popping up. But yeah, you don't need a Prime sub to watch it. Is the main thing that means. I'm assuming. For the end of the movie was actually quite creative. What the kids' heads getting chopped off. No, actually, I like the when she was like watching a video and then you see her in the video and she's trying to turn off and you can see the clown behind her and she's turning around and it's not there. She's just really trying to get rid of it. I mean, she should have ran then, really, but you know, she managed to get the tape out, destroy the tape, and then it disappears. And it's like, okay, but then you hear a scream. Ooh, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Well, it's over now. So I'm just gonna guess Art's backstory. I know that they don't explain much about Art the clown in the movie. I know, but I'm gonna make up a backstory for him. Like, he was like working as a children's entertainer, you know, as a clown for children's entertainment, and he just got so pissed off one day with all the like damn annoying kids he had to work with that he started going on these killing sprees. That's what I think happened. Not the kid killing. The bit you meant. Okay, cool. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Just trying to turn the tape off, and it's like, looking behind her. She's in the video. I think he was just a regular guy at one time. In fact, his name's probably Arthur, right? You know, Arthur Klondikis, I think his name is. And he was like working as a children's entertainment, and it was going well. You know, he enjoyed his job. You know, earned a decent living. But then more and more, the kids just started getting real disrespectful, and the parents were just like letting the kids be disrespectful. and all he wanted was just like a little respect, and it just drove him over the edge. I think that's what happened. I think that's a good motive. He just went one too far, and it pushed him over the edge, and he went crazy. That's what I'm assuming happened. Arthur Daly. Arthur Daly was Minder. If you remember Minder. Minder was a show back in the 80s. It used to come on, I think, like mid-80s. I used to watch that. But yeah, Minder. Arthur Daly. I remember that show. I remember that show. Well, I remember bits of it. I remember watching it. I don't remember it a lot. It was a long time ago. But I remember like he had like one of those beige coats, kind of like what Del Boy wears. Had a coat like that, I think, and I think he smoked a cigar as well. Yeah, here we go. Minder. Arthur Daly. A small-time con man hires former boxer Terry McCann to be his minder, protect him from other small-time crooks. 1979 to 1994. Yeah, I remember watching the show back in the day. George Cole as Arthur and Dennis Waterman as Terry. I think it came on Mondays or something like that. Dennis Waterman, I think. Yeah. Well, Dennis Waterman was in it. He played Terry. But yeah, it was George Cole that played Arthur. He died recently. Okay. Dennis Waterman. Ah, yeah. May 8th. Oh, that was yesterday. Rest in peace, Dennis Waterman. Died in Spain. It's from Clapham. Dude was born in Clapham. I know Clapham. Clapham's not too far from me, actually. I watched Luca or something else this weekend. I gotta go through my movie list. Well, let me see if I can recommend you a movie, Mr. Braxton Spivey, since you guys have been recommending me a bunch of movies. Let me see if I can recommend you something now. Before I recommend you a movie, Mr. Braxton Spivey, what would you say your favorite genre to watch is? So I want to try and recommend you something that I think you'd like. So what would you say your favorite kind of go-to genre of movies is? And see if I can recommend you something within that or close to it. I was watching an interview actually with James Masters, who played Spike on Buffy. It was an interview on from a podcast. It was like a clip from the podcast, and he talked about how apparently he wasn't supposed to be on the show that long. Like apparently he was brought in to only do a few episodes, but the audience seemed to like him, and because the audience liked him, the network were like, "Yeah, we want this guy to stay." And Joss Whedon was like, no, I don't want him here. Like, he was only supposed to be there for a short while and then go. He's like, I don't want him here. But the network pretty much forced him forced Joss Whedon to make him stay. So it ended up writing him in, you know, more and more episodes, but not to his liking. Like, apparently there were some confrontations between him and Joss Whedon. Like, he was talking about how Joss Whedon apparently pushed him up against the wall and was saying like, I don't care how popular you are, you're dead, you know, and that kind of thing. And yeah. But, well, as history would have it, it seems like he was on the show for a while. I mean, like I said, I'm almost done with season 2, so I don't know what happens after that. But I do believe he's in this Angel series because I've seen his face on the poster of Angel. So I'm guessing he got a lot more than 5 episodes. My main go-to is horror. After that, it's suspense, drama, mystery. Okay, well, let's see if I can recommend you something within that. Let's see here. So, horror, suspense, drama, mystery. Let's see here. Something that I think you'd like within that kind of area. All right, let me think about this. Let me give it a little thinky think. All right. Well, I would say if you don't mind an old movie, and by old I mean like 1940s, there's a film by Alfred Hitchcock called Rope, and that is an excellent film. In fact, Braxton, I think that film could be actually right up your alley, actually, from some of the things you've told me over the time you've been in the village. I think that film could be right up your alley, actually, because it's a film about, I won't spoil it for you, but I'll just give you a general idea of what it is. It's these former college students who kill one of their former classmates and then invite, they kill the former classmates in their apartment, hide the body in the apartment, and then they invite their former college classmates, their former teachers, parents, who all know the person that they killed, his wife, to their apartment to have a dinner party, all of them expecting this guy to show up. So yeah, it's called Rope. It was like 1944, 45, something like that. But it's by Alfred Hitchcock. Excellent film. It really goes into like concepts of when is it okay to kill and that kind of thing. It has James Stewart, who's an old school, like, he was a famous actor back in the 40s and 50s. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's kind of considered a legendary actor for those who are sort of into the old Hollywood. But yeah, James Stewart is in it. And yeah, Alfred Hitchcock is just one of the greatest directors of all time, even though he was a kind of a weirdo as well on his movie sets. I think that's kind of a thing. A lot of times the great directors, the great filmmakers are often weirdos. So it doesn't make it okay, but it's just a thing. Great artists are often weirdos. But yeah, that's a film. If you've not seen it already, that's a great film. I think you'd really appreciate that. But Rope, yeah, R-O-P-E, single word, Rope, R-O-P-E, 1940 something. Yeah, I heard about that. Spike was very popular. He became a regular in season 4 of 3. I'll tell you anything I need. Sure, I like much older films too, and I've just done some great work in the film industry too. Absolutely, he most definitely has. So yeah, if you've not seen Rope, oh, you got it, 1948. Yeah, that's it. You got it. Cool. That's the one, 1948. Yeah, if you've not seen that, that's my recommendation for you. As a matter of fact, that's my recommendation for anybody who's interested in watching a great film classic by Alfred Hitchcock. Never heard of that actor. Ooh, well. He's in a film called It's a Wonderful Life, which I'm under the impression is a film that gets shown every year on TV in America. That's what I heard somewhere, that every year, It's a Wonderful Life, every year at Christmas, It's a Wonderful Life gets shown on television in America. Like, it's become a Christmas tradition that every year that film gets shown. I've seen that film a few times. It's a great film. If you like, I would say it is a Christmas movie, but only like it's set during Christmas. It's not really a Christmas. It's more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard. Put it that way. it's more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard, but you know, marginally. But anyway, regardless of that, it's still a great film. And I'd say that's a good film to watch, just whether it's Christmas or not. Really, it's just a good movie. Like any movie you might have seen where they have a character that says something like, I wish I was never born, and then somebody comes along and shows them what the world would be like had they never been born. If you ever seen any show, TV, movie, or anything that's done something like that, that's where they got it from. It's a Wonderful Life originated that concept of what would the world be like if I was never born. That's that film. And yeah, James Stewart is in that. I'm gonna watch Gone with the Wind. Heard it's a long movie, so tried to watch that on a weekend. Was filmed during the same time. Yeah, Gone with the Wind is okay. I've seen it, and yeah, it's quite long. It's like 3+ hours or something. It's really long. It's okay. I mean, I know a lot of people consider it a classic. A lot of people love it. A lot of people consider it one of the greatest films of all time. Personally, I feel like you can miss it. I mean, if you're into those types of movies, maybe it's, you know, set during, I think, turn of the century, like, you know, I feel like end of slavery periods, that kind of time, and so a lot of those sort of themes come up. But overall, it just feels like a long-winded story that didn't really need to be told, in my opinion. So, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of people seem to love it, so maybe watch it just for the sake of saying you've seen it. But I didn't. I can't. Yeah, it's alright. Film has Shudder on Amazon. Dead Snow and Dead Snow 2. It's about German Nazi zombies, and they are a ton of fun. Oh, I've heard of that actually. Dead Snow. Yes, I've not seen it, but I know the film you're talking about. Nazi zombies. I mean, they're zombies. Doesn't matter if they're Nazis as well, because they're brain dead, right? Like, I mean, does your profession before you become a zombie matter when you become a zombie? You know what I mean? Like, if you was a carpenter and became a zombie, are you more or less dangerous than, I don't know, a policeman that became a zombie? Like, you're a zombie. You're brain dead. You're just like doing whatever zombies do. Surely, whatever life you had prior to becoming a zombie, just doesn't really matter, right? I don't know. Maybe the film explains that. I might have to watch the movie to explain why it matters that they're Nazis as well. I've not seen it, so I don't know. Hey, folks might wish the same thing about them too. They were soldiers for Hitler. Yeah, it mattered. The last plague, undead Soviet Union soldiers in Resident Evil Retribution. Okay, I've not played Retribution actually, but okay, cool. Good movie. Welcome to Raccoon City is trash. That's a new one, isn't it? I mean, to be honest, it's a Resident Evil movie. I don't think any of them are good. I'm pretty sure I've not seen all the Resident Evil movies. I'm pretty sure none of them are good though. Like the first one was, yeah. Included with Shudder on Amazon for $4.99 a month. So Shudder is it's a horror movie thing, isn't it? It's like I guess that's a good idea if you watch a lot of horror movies. I'm not sure I watch enough horror movies to warrant the $4.99 a month extra though. So if I do it, I might just. Well, there's a free trial, so I might try to get a free trial and watch it and then cancel it. I might do that. Get a free trial, watch as many movies as I can in that 7 days, and then cancel it. But I think normally I don't know if I'd want to be. But we'll see. It's only $5.99 to buy, so maybe I'll just do that. Speaking of video games, though, I did complete Far Cry 6, which I'm not even sure if I told you I was playing, or did I? Maybe I mentioned it. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not. But anyway, I was playing Far Cry 6 over the last sort of month or two, and I just completed it a few days back. And it's a pretty good game. It took me a while to get through because I don't always have a lot of time to play games. Plus, it's quite a long game as well. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it mostly. I do feel like it didn't need to be as long as it was, and my personal feeling is that it didn't really even need to be open world. Like the whole open world aspect of it, I don't think served it very well. I feel like it could have been a better experience had they taken that same story but made it more linear, and that way you could have maybe a shorter game but just sort of tighter that keeps you more into the action. But I mean, they went with the open world, they went with the longing it out, and it's not bad. I personally feel like had they made other choices, it could have been fantastic. In the end, it's just okay with some really cool moments. It's an okay game with some really cool really cool standout moments. But I mean, I'll say it's worth playing, but I don't think it's worth paying £50 for. I got it cheap because there was a discount and it was on sale. I mean, it was on sale, plus I got a discount on top of that as well. So I got it cheap. If you had to pay like 50 quid for it, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the 50 quid. If you could get it for like 20 quid or less, cool. But nah, I mean, it's a good game. It's an okay game, but nah, not £50. It's not £50 good. It's about 20 quid or less good. It's 20 quid or less good. I became a Resident Evil fanboy who played Resident Evil 2 on my Nintendo 64. I saw the first movie, wasn't interested in seeing the recent ones. Yeah, pretty much the same. Watched that first movie, I was like, I'm good. I don't need to see the rest of these. And they made like 100 of them at this point. We'll be doing your gaming streams again. You know, I want to get back into doing gaming streams again. But it's just timing. You know, it's just difficult to find the time to. Well, one, it's difficult to find time to play games, and usually when I do find time to play games, I'm not really in the mood to be streaming, to be honest with you. Like, you know what I mean? But I do want to get back into the game stream. Hopefully in the coming weeks. Things are a little bit all over the place right now. So hopefully in the coming maybe couple of weeks or so, I could drop a game stream. I don't know if I'll be regular with the game streams. I think that's very unlikely, but hopefully at the very least I can drop a game stream every, I don't know, week or every, you know, couple of weeks or something like that. I might jump on for an hour or two and just put some game on. I'm playing a game right now called Trek to Yomi, which is an independent game published by Devolver Digital. Pretty cool game. It's a Japanese, all Japanese language with the English subtitles. And for the film historians out there, it's very much inspired by Akira Kurosawa, who was a Japanese filmmaker back in the 50s up until the 90s. He died in like 93, I think. 93, 94, I think he died. But yeah, he was a Japanese filmmaker, and a lot of his films, especially the older films, were, you know, feudal Japan, set in feudal Japan. You know, a lot about samurai law, that whole thing. His most famous film, his most well-known film, is called The Seven Samurai. If you've not seen it, it is brilliant. Long film, 3 hours. In fact, a lot of his films are quite long, actually. Like most of his films, like sort of 2.5 hours or more. But yeah, it is brilliant. It is absolutely amazing film. So yeah, if you're interested in watching a classic that is just about as long as Gone with the Wind, but actually good, then yeah, I would recommend The Seven Samurai. Elliot isn't a horror fan and he enjoys the Dead Snow films. Okay, so that's something. So people who aren't horror fans can might still like it. Cool. I'm guessing if they would have inside a Germany simulator, they would have had to fight Nazi zombie soldiers. And downloaded some Resident Evil ringtones and wallpapers, and one an Umbrella Corp troop costume. I saw someone with an Umbrella Corp tattoo today, actually. Had it tattooed on his arm. Yeah, I've seen all of them except the recent one. I saw Resident Evil, Apocalypse, and Extension in theaters. The rest were on the movie channel and direct to. Oh, okay. Resident Evil. They in English though, but they are subtitles. That's alright. I don't mind that. I ain't minding that. That's why that's why it's important to pay attention when they're teaching you how to read in school, so you can watch movies in a different language. That's the only good reason to learn how to read, really. So you can watch movies with the subtitles on. Books? But movies with subtitles? I want to look at something up. I forgot what it was. No, it doesn't matter. Probably not too important anyway. But yeah, boy. Every movie was okay, but the rest were pretty trash, to be honest. Yeah, I only ever watched the very first movie they made. And I mean, I guess in fairness, I think if I remember correctly, I might have been watching a pirate copy of it, which I don't recommend. I don't condone piracy. But if I remember correctly, I might have been watching a piracy copy of it. And that possibly could have played a factor in me not liking it, in the sense that sometimes pirate copies, the video quality isn't so good, and because you don't always know whether that's a bad quality or if it's just a film, you're just watching it, right? So maybe I should watch it properly. Maybe I should find a legit copy of it, watch it again. It's been a while since I've watched it anyway, so maybe I should watch it again and see if I still think it's terrible or not. We'll see. The old RE games from the late 90s. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, first Resident Evil game was excellent. Resident Evil 2 game was superb. That was the first one I played, was Resident Evil 2. But that game was amazing, like especially the whole 2-disc thing with the PlayStation. You put the first disc in, you play as Leon. A second disc in, and you play as Claire Redfield. Because they come out different sides of the car, right? So when you play as Claire Redfield, it's almost like a whole new game. But there's parts of it that cross over. So there's certain things in, if you play as Leon, but you can leave like ammo or health or whatever for Claire. But if you take it, then it makes it harder for Claire. If you leave it, it makes it harder for you, but easier for Claire. So I completed it as Leon, but I remember I didn't complete it as Claire because I made it too hard for myself by not leaving things behind. So mate, it was a good game though, really good game. Resident Evil 2. I thought it knocked it out of the park with Resident Evil 2. That's what Resident Evil director's cut. Yeah. But yeah, Resident Evil. Resident Evil's cool. Well, the games are cool. Movies, not so much. My chicks Jill, Ada, and Ashley, America, President's daughter, and my guys Carlos and Wesker. Wesker's the bad guy. How do you guys feel about bringing real life stuff into games? In what sense do you mean, like themes? You mean, or like events, like World War II games, or because we're talking themes? Like, to be honest, I don't mind either way. I don't mind a game that deals with real life things. I think it's important as art to, like I was saying before, like art imitates life more than life imitates art, and I think games can do that as well. I think it's fair to say that not very many games do it well when they try to get like serious and that sort of thing. Very few games actually do it well, but yeah, I don't have an issue with it being tried as a creative expression, trying to make a game that, like, there's a game called Senua's Sacrifice, which deals with mental health. It's set in sort of Viking era, and you play as this girl Senua, who's like suffering from, I can't remember what the illness is, but while she's on this quest to, I think, like, avenge her brother, she's having all these like thoughts and voices in her head, and so you're playing as this character who's effectively suffering psychosis, actually. So effectively suffering from the psychosis, and the way it's done is that you have these voices in your head while you're fighting like these monsters and all these things, and there'd be things like behind you, like to take, there's a monster coming behind you and an enemy behind you, so you turn around and there'll be an enemy there, right? But sometimes they'll say someone's behind you and there isn't, so it becomes this whole thing about which voices can you trust and which voices can you not trust. So I personally felt that was a really interesting way of dealing with sort of mental health issues, and how your mind can play tricks on you, literally, as you're hearing all these different things as you play the game. In LGR2, there's two different scenarios, Claire A and Claire B, and Leon A and Leon B, so all together there were four. Oh, okay, I didn't even know that. I thought just with two. Yeah, Nicole was alright, but I like Wesker better. Yeah, and that's what's up. I love the music in the main office of the police station in Resident Evil 2. I might have to play it again. I don't even remember. And I have the police station theme in my phone too, by the way. Itchy, tasty. That's what I remember from Resident Evil 2. But yeah, I think it's a cool thing. Well, it can be a cool thing for games to try and deal with various issues in real life. But yeah, I mean, how it's handled can make all the difference. I mean, there's games that try to take serious subjects and then they gamify it, and it typically doesn't go so well. And it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, they have the right to do that. It's again creative expression and make the game you want to make. But as far as something to play and maybe get something from, it's just like there was a game called what's it called? I think it was called Hatred, where you play as this guy who is, one of these like sort of like, pissed off guys that, the world's kind of treating him badly, and he goes on a killing spree, kind of like a school shooter, that he's had that kind of sort of experience where he's angry at things and goes out on his killing spree, and you play as that guy as he literally just goes around killing people just randomly, just shooting people randomly, just anybody on the streets, and as the police chase you down. And I felt like the concept was actually quite interesting, in that you play as this guy who's angry at society and go around doing these things, but the game itself was just poorly executed, and it just wasn't that good in the end. I don't think it felt like they missed the mark on what they were trying to do. At least that's how it felt to me. Maybe they actually did what they're trying to do, which is make a terrible game. Maybe that's exactly what they wanted to do. I don't know. But it just felt to me as I was playing it that they completely missed the mark on what you'd think it was trying to do. But, oh well. But I thought the concept was valid, but the game itself was just terrible. For example, The Sims are bringing in pronouns and all this stuff to make it more real. There is even talk about bringing in disabilities, and I'm sure they are literally sucking out escapism. I see. And I have the Red Queens. You're all gonna die down here. Notification tone. Yeah, they were. And I love the old Resident Evil 3 and its remake. Haven't played the new versions. Only the streamers I follow play it. Yeah, Resident Evil 7 was pretty good. I ain't played 8 yet though, but Alan's played it, and I think Alan liked it. Or let me not speak for Alan, but if you like, I think you liked it. Or let me know if you didn't. But okay, so Sims. I've not played The Sims at all. Like never, ever. I know it's a super popular game, especially girls. A lot of girls love it. Like a lot of girls who don't even play games seem to love The Sims. So I guess that's their market. But I've never played it, so I guess I can't comment too much on that specifically. But I mean, I guess it's in general, it's not a bad idea, but yeah, maybe it depends on the game. Like if the game itself was supposed to be about not, escaping real life rather than be in real life, then yeah, maybe that's not the thing. That's not the direction to go in. But because I guess I've never played Sims, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a big community with creating Sims that look more like people of color, for because I don't even like that term, but that's a term that gets used because apparently there's not a lot of options there. So I don't know. I mean, is there an audience for people who want sort of more real life sort of options in there, and maybe perhaps that's what they're responding to? I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe I should play The Sims, or maybe I shouldn't. It sounds, I don't know, like it. What is The Sims? Because it looks boring, to be honest with you. Like it looks absolutely boring. But clearly I'm missing something, because a lot of people love it. A lot of people love it. But it's a game where you create your own character, right? And you put your character in a house, and then you buy stuff for the character. Is that it? And you get a job or something. I don't know. I don't know. I would say though that, yeah, there are certainly games out there that implement certain things, like whether it's pronouns or whatever, and that just, yeah, it's definitely, there's few games out there where it absolutely seems shoehorned in forced into, meet some kind of criteria or whatever, and it's just kind of like, why is this here? There was one with, I think it was Baldur's Gate, that got a lot of backlash from the Baldur's Gate community. And then it was, I don't know if you know about this, but then GTA Grand Theft Auto 5, they actually took out their jokes about transgender, or their comments rather about transgender people. There's a few comments in the game about transgender people that they took out of the game in the latest update. So if you get the game now for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, that bit's taken out, and it's a small part of the game. It doesn't make a massive difference in the game. It's not like a part of the plot or anything like that. It was just a few comments that were made in the game by some of the characters that they took out. So it's not, they haven't changed the game massively, but it did. Yeah, it's one of these things where it's like, why bother take it out? It was there. What was the point of taking it out? Like, it's such a small part of the game. I can imagine anybody who didn't like that part or were upset by it, they're not gonna, are they really gonna go buy the game now? You know what I mean? Because if you already bought it on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and that bit upset you, are you gonna go buy it again for the PlayStation 5 just because they took that little bit out? You know what I mean? So it seems like a pointless change. But yeah, they did that. Resident Evil 4 went from the undead element to more of mutant-like creatures. Confused me a bit, but I still liked the game. Yeah, it was like zombies, and then like, yeah, they changed it kind of part way. It's like it affected things coming at people's heads. Horror 4 was a game changer. It went being survival horror to more action. Yeah. But I feel like that's when they nailed it, though. Resident Evil 5, in my opinion, they tried an action thing again, and personally, I just didn't think it works with Resident Evil 5. But Resident Evil 4, they really nailed it on that one. Like the 3 stages of the character's health in the game: fine, caution, danger. Yeah, I love The Sims too. Okay, Braxton likes The Sims. There's one dude that likes The Sims. Okay, cool. It's not all girls. There is one guy that likes it. Okay, now I know. You start playing in real life stuff. People get annoyed when they don't include this or that. Then it becomes a thing, and it's like whatever. Well, yeah, I guess it's that aspect to it as well. It's like if you're gonna have this person represented, well, why not this person? Why not that person? Why not me? Why not her? Why not him? Why not them? Why not they? You know. I guess it becomes a thing where it's like, in fact, a friend of mine has this quote. She's a life coach, by the way, so she's really smart about these sorts of things. But she says, if you try to be everything to everyone, you'll be nothing to no one. I mean, poor grammar aside, I agree with it. If you try to be everything to everyone, you'll be nothing to no one. Actually, no. Actually, no. It does make sense. Nothing to no one. Yeah, no, it's fine. It does make sense. I'm confused myself. Never mind. Yeah, it does make sense. It is grammatically correct. I think it is. I think it's grammatically correct. I might just confuse myself. But anyway, whatever. You know what? You know what I mean. If you try to be everything to everyone, you'll be nothing to no one. I agree with that. Like, you have to, ultimately, I think when it comes to creativity, you kind of have to pick your audience a little bit, because you can't please everybody. And you're either going to say, look, we're only going to represent X, Y, and Z and screw everything else and never cave into that. Or, you just don't do it all. You know what I mean? But either way, you kind of have to pick your battle a little bit and pick what you go, because it's one thing to be like, yeah, you're gonna have feedback from your customers, feedback from your players, and people want to see this, people want to see that. And some of the things that people want to see, you might be thinking, oh, that's a great idea, cool, we can include it in the next update. But other things people want to see, you might not be on board with. And I think as a creative, ultimately, it has to be your vision. That's what I think what it comes down to for me. As a creative, no matter what kind of feedback you get on your art, no matter what kind of things people want to see, whether you take this on or take that on, in the end, it has to be your vision. You know, you might agree to this or agree to that, change this or change that, but in the end, it has to be your vision. And how much of that is really their vision if all they're doing is caving into people who want this, want that, want this, want that, want this, want that, want this, want that. And it's like, okay, well, what is this game supposed to be about then? What was the original intent for this? And is that still there? Or is it just lost in trying to please everybody? I just wish the creators didn't have the characters speaking Sims. Oh, yeah, Singlish, yeah. Oh well. I got GTA 5 on the PS4 a while ago. Okay, you got the, well, not quite the original version, but yeah. I was like, when I first realized it still had the horror element, but it wasn't as fitting if it stayed zombies. I've never played Sims. I prefer games like Splinter Cell and Resident Evil and games like that. True, that's one reason why some artists will only cater to those who cater to them. Yeah, and it makes sense. Like, you know, once you kind of know what you're making and who you're making it for, I feel like sometimes you're going to stick with it. And I get that sometimes a game could be way more popular than, or anything could be way more popular than you originally think it might be. And because it's more popular, other people who aren't necessarily in that community start to see it. And now everybody has an opinion on it. And I get that because it's become so popular, there's that temptation to start being like, oh, well, maybe we should change the way, we should change that. But yeah, if you try to please everybody, you'd end up pleasing no one. You know, that's just the truth of it. If you try to please everyone, you'll please no one. You know, you just make a game that has no, or make a product that has no real direction and no real point to it. So yeah, I feel like you're just gonna have to pick your battles. I don't know what their thing is. I mean, from what I can gather, their audience is mostly girls that don't play games. From what I can tell, I may be wrong. I guess there's a few dudes in there as well. But it just seems like, yeah, there's a lot of girls who play Sims that don't normally play games, but they play the Sims. And hey, and look, hey, if that's your market, cool. I'm not saying it's a problem. That's your market. It's your market. Yeah, kind of got to figure out what you want trying to do, and how you're going to do it. I would tell them all to bugger off. Some of the music in The Sims goes hard. Got some in my YouTube playlist. Nice. But yeah. I think one of the choices that a lot of creators end up having to make at some point during their creative journeys is, do you want to make money, or do you want to be true to your vision? Because a lot of times you don't get to do both. You don't always get to do both. You very, very rarely get to do both. You know, a few people here and there, sure. Just a few. But most of the time, you don't get to do both. You either have to choose between making money, you know, being popular or whatever, or sticking to your creative vision. And sometimes, I get it, sometimes that's a hard choice to make, you know, because sometimes it's like that money could be big sometimes, I know. And it's a hard choice to be like, well, we're just gonna stick to our creative vision and turn down the millions and millions and millions and millions. I get it, it's a tough decision, but personally, as somebody who's never ever had to turn down £1 million, I would say it's best to stick to your vision. And even if it means making a whole lot less money, I just feel like it's better for your own conscience and for your own peace of mind, rather than to make a whole bunch of money, but have something that just isn't what you were trying to do, and it's just driving you crazy the whole time because now you're stuck making this thing that you don't even like. You know what I mean? It stops being art and more a product, you know? Less creative and more just a product with no soul. And even though lots of people might love it, you yourself as a creator just like, ugh, every time you gotta turn up to work, it just feels like a chore. And that's how I feel like people get burnt out, because they're just doing something that they don't really want to be doing, or at the very least they don't want to be doing it in that way. And even though it makes them money, even though other people love it, even though it's not necessarily a bad thing that they're doing, it's just not what they want to be doing, and that can drive you crazy. It may not seem like, I know a lot of people just think of the money, 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 think of the money, think of the money. A lot of people say that, just think of the money. And yeah, the money could be a lot. But honestly, I personally don't think anything is worth your peace of mind. And if you have to walk away from a project because it's just been taken over by too many money-hungry people that don't care about what you're really trying to do, I feel like that's a better option. You might be poor. You might have to go get a job at Tesco's to pay your rent or whatever. But at the very least, you could always say that you've been genuine. You might not have made it to the dizzy heights of the world and the millions of the millions and the fame and all that and the fancy cars and the fancy houses. You might not have made it to that, but at least you can look at yourself and say, at the end of the day, I was genuine. I was true to myself. I didn't bullshit nobody. I didn't lie to nobody. I said what I wanted to do. They didn't want to do what I was trying to do. They went with a completely different way that I just wasn't on board with. And although I'm here and they're there, they're making millions and I'm not, at the very least, I was true to myself, because there's going to be a lot of people out there who've made a lot of money in this world, but they can't look at themselves and honestly say that they were true in that they were 100% genuine in everything they put out into the world. Very, very few people can do that. Very few people can say that they were 100% genuine themselves in everything that they put out into the world. I'm not saying that you can't take on board other people's ideas or take advice. You know, of course, if it's a good advice, is good advice, of course. But when it comes to fundamental, categorically changing your creative vision to a point where it's just unrecognizable from what you're actually trying to do, yeah, personally, I just don't think it's worth it. But hey, like I said, I've never had to turn down £1 million, so maybe I'll be singing a different tune if somebody was like, we'll give you £10 million to do what? Not even to do what, just yes. We'll give you £10 million to yes. 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 But we haven't even said what we want you to do. Yes. Yes. When it comes to Sims, I don't play for months on end. Then play a lot for a little while, then don't play again for ages. Like Sims has Alice Cooper schools out, and it gets hot in here by Nelly. It's getting hot in here. Was a 007 fanboy. Also wanted to see Die Another Day when it was in theaters, but didn't think. I told my parents I knew Halle Berry was in it. Oh yeah, Halle Berry. Listen, Halle Berry's in her 50s and she is banging. Oof. But if you're a 007 fanboy, Amazon Prime, that's a good one to get. They bought like a whole bunch. Like they bought MGM, which is the studio behind, you know, the James Bond movies. So they've got like a whole bunch of James Bond movies on their service right now. Not all of them, because I guess there's like cinema rights and whatever, this, that, and the other. But yeah, they've got a whole bunch of James Bond movies on their platform right now. So if you're a 007 fanboy, yeah, Amazon Prime. It's more to life than money, indeed. Indeed. You can't let money make all your decisions for you, man. You just drive yourself crazy doing it. Didn't know the game had those two artists in it. Cool. And the Sims, it had the Black Eyed Peas. I think you already knew that. Yeah, Max, there's a few Easter eggs like that. Yeah. Alright, guys. It is midnight right now. So, I believe that it's time for me to start winding down. But we've had some fun. I've had some fun. I hope you've had some fun too. We watched a movie. We watched All Hallows Eve. That was a good movie. Independent, low budget, but still killer film. If I made a game, I wouldn't use people. Then I don't have to think of anyone. All robots. Yeah, I love the games growing up. Alright, let's check on this poll real quick. Let me end this poll so that we get the official final results. The question was, once you've taken your share of food from the pot and you look back in the pots, the amount that is left behind is too much to add to your portion, but it's not enough for someone else to have a full portion. So, do you add it to your portion and just have too much food? Do you leave it for the next person who's not going to get enough food? Or do you put some of your portion back so they get enough but you don't have enough? What do you do? Nobody said they'll put some of the food back. Okay, nobody said that. Nobody, not a single anybody will put any of their food back. 25% said they'll add it to your own portion. So you add the remainder to your own portion, just have more food for yourself. Okay. But most of you, 75%, said they'll leave it for the next person. So 75% of you said that you'll have your complete full portion for yourself while the next person eats enough to taste something but still be disappointed. I'm not sure what the right answer is, to be honest with you, because either way, it's either you have too much and now you're overfilled. The other person doesn't get enough and they're disappointed. You put some back and then now you're upset because you don't get enough food. Either way, somebody's going to be upset when it comes down to it. Somebody's going to be upset when it comes down to it. But 75% of you are okay with the other person being upset that they didn't get enough food. So that's the village that we're in right now. 75% of this village, 75% of this village is okay with the other person being upset that they didn't get enough food. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Brax is the guy that was like, yeah, add it to yours. Brax is like, you know what? I'm just gonna eat too much food, burst my tummy. But if you leave it for the next person, what would you do? What would I do? They're not homeless and they're grown. They can get their own food. What would I do? I don't know. I mean, I guess food's getting expensive. Screw. I guess, to be fair, I've done all of them, like all three of them I've done at various stages. Like there's been times where I've just added it to my food and it had too much. There's been times where I have left it just a little bit for the next food, whoever comes next. And then there has been times where, yeah, I've put some of my food back. So I have done all three of them at various points. Which one would I do? Which one have I done the most though? I've probably added to my portion the most. I think that's what I've probably done the most. I think that's what I've done the most. Added to my own portion. Just take whatever's left and just add it to my own, and just have more food than I need. And next person gets nothing. I'm overfilled. They got nothing. I think that's what I've done the most. But yeah. Food does get expensive. You gotta think about that, man. You gotta think about it. It's hard times, man. Hard times. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna start winding this down. Go to BizEd. So next week, yeah, Killer Weekend next week. That's planned for next week, movie night. I would sneak my own food in and tell no one. Well, if you sneak your own food in, then the other person just has a complete portion, and maybe even more because, yeah. So they just, if you sneak your own food in, the other person just eats whatever's in that pot. So but yeah, so so look out for the Buffy video tomorrow. I'll try and post that tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe post another video during the week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, that's gonna be all for now. So guys, to all the talkers and the stalkers, to the stayers and the strayers, I appreciate you and all that you do, whether you stayed for a little bit or stayed for a lot of bits. But that's gonna be it for the minute. So guys, until whenever. Until whenever, if ever. Peace.